Okay, here is the previous design, and I'm gonna go over again real quick the things that I didn't think were good. So the steps here, they're at 12 inches. I don't like 12-inch tall steps. The ones inside your house are 6 inches. This is twice as tall as an inside step. The ones on the bottom, obviously water displacement aren't such a big deal, but I would still rather have 4 steps here versus 3. The other thing is this last step just kind of sticks out there. And if you're going to do a cutout for steps, why not just do a cutout all the way? So it didn't make sense to me. I personally am not a fan of the way this is set up, but you said you wanted, you wanted you didn't care about it being a place for lounge chairs. So if you don't care for that being lounge chairs, then no problem. The spillway, sorry, I don't know why it's not in there right now, but it should be. But the main thing is that the I would want, you said you wanted it to be, so this right now it's 15 here, 13 in the main part of the pool, 22.6 from there to the end is all the swimmable space you have. Overall, it's a 30. So technically this is a 15 by 30 pool, but it's your usable space is 22 by 13. So as long as you're okay with that, that's fine. The other thing I was talking about is the way this fire pit is designed is you got a big step down right here because it's actually, to actually get it down to 1 foot. It may be closer here, but if it's closer and you don't dig any of this out right here, then when you get down here, it's going to be at a slant all the way. So I put this in to show that. So this is the actual terrain, and this is what it would look like if you did nothing to it. And that does not make sense to be setting, so this would be your bench. People said on this side would be really tall, and on this side would not be very tall at all. So you have to have something in here to level this out. And if you level it out to where there's no steps, then it's gonna be way too high. You need at least 18 inches. So I'm gonna go back to adding in this. This is actually only at 12, because that was closer to what he kind of put in there. But if you look, we're still way out of the ground on this back side, right? So my suggestion is to change a couple of features up, and I'm gonna show you that real quick. So here's what I did. Okay, so one second. Okay, so this is mine. So overall, still 30. It's wider. It's actually 17. It says 16.5. It's not stretched out all the way. So it's 17 by 30 right now, but that's just because I made this wide enough that all 4 steps would actually fit in, because I think there needs to be 4. It's still a 13 by 26.5. Or I'm sorry, 22.5 is the swimmable area. So everything else is pretty much the same on that side, but I'll show you in the 3D a couple of things. So this is with 9-inch steps, which is still more than inside, but the 9-inch is a typical swimming pool step, at least the way I prefer to do them. So it matches this one up here is actually at 9 inches. And then you have 9 inches the rest of the way here. And then spillway, bubblers, and we can adjust those to where they're even. But the setting, so now setting over here, you're gonna see, if you're setting over here, it's kind of what you're wanting to see. We're looking across here and see all of the pool. So what I did in the fire pit area is I made steps coming down. We're gonna have to dig this down more. Made steps coming down here, and these steps will be at 6 inches, and then it got a handrail to kind of differentiate where the steps are, where they're not. This step just wraps around because the pool's here and no one's going to be coming in from this side anyway. So I just made that last step wrap around. So this is a much easier kind of step down here. And then you come over here, this is at 18 inches. But if you look at, I put these guys in here just to kind of show they're setting comfortably and their feet are on the ground. So that's kind of where you should be, not with your knees way up in the air. You could go down to 15 if you really wanted to. If you were going to have big pillows, then you could go 15, but still 18 is a typical bench height. Again, I'd measure a chair if you want to, confirm how high you want your the depth, and then, so I had to put a step over here to hold back the dirt from the actual grade of your natural grade that you have here. So if you see how high this is sticking up out of the ground, that's because you want enough back here that when you lean up against it, you're actually got something to lean up against. So this is 18 inches and then 18 inches here, and so anyway, I just think that this makes more sense to, now if you want to look across here from the fire pit, you got all the view that you want, but it's not slanted, it's not too shallow, just makes more sense to me. Let me know what you think.